Welcome everyone to today's webinar on local marketing. This is the Small Business Development Center here at the Shasta-Cascade office here in Northern California. So just a little bit about us. So small business development centers are confidential, no-cost advisory services. We also do low to no-cost training services, such as this one today. Our network is a program of Cal Poly Humboldt. They are our host for the region. Our primary offenders are the Small Business Administration, as well as the state of California. So because of that funding, that's how we're able to provide the no to low cost services for businesses here in Northern California. Just a little bit about our local team here. So these are some of our specialists, whether it's helping you start a business, grow your business, questions on marketing, HR, QuickBooks, etc. We have lots of different advisors who can help out. And again, the advising is no cost to you. And then we also have access to advisors throughout our network here in Northern California, from the Bay Area up to the Oregon border. So we always encourage, if you're located in our area, to give us a call. And then later on, I'll put in the chat some information on how to connect with your local SBDC center if you're not located here in our service area. But just a little bit about our service area. So we serve Shasta and Trinity counties. We also service Siskiyou County as well now. But here are some statistics from the last couple of years from the two counties that we have been serving. So we're really proud of being able to support businesses in this way. As you can see, over 24 million assisting businesses with loan and equity investment, over 99 new business starts, etc. All right, so I'll go ahead and read this disclaimer. So the information provided in this webinar and any supplementary materials provided to registrants are intended for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, or legal advice. No registrant should act or fail to act on the basis of any material contained in this webinar without obtaining proper financial, legal, or other professional advice specific to their situation. The Northern California Small Business Development Center and its host, the Cal Poly Humboldt Sponsored Programs Foundation and Siskiyou County Economic Development Council, specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence, directly or indirectly, of the use and application of any of the information presented in this webinar. And then if you do have questions during this webinar, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll try to get to those as we're able, or stop every now and then to answer those. Yeah, and then I will go ahead and hand it over to our presenter, Lani Lott.
Thank you, Emily, and welcome everybody. Happy June 26th, last week of June 2023. Gosh, Emily and I were talking a little bit before the webinar started and about how fast this year has gone by so far. I can't believe that we're halfway almost through the year. Okay, so this is me. I have my own consulting practice. I've been practicing business advising, nonprofit management, downtown and economic revitalization, probably for over 30 years, but I've had my own business for close to 25 years. I'm passionate about what I do. I love small business. I love sharing stories about small business, and as well as just providing some information for you to consider as I'm doing some trainings. That's Charlie. I always put him in my pictures because he's here with me at my remote office, and so you may hear him. So I just wanted to give him a little shout out. We will be recording this webinar, as well as sending you a link to the PDF of my PowerPoint presentation with my notes. So feel like you will have some backup if we move a little bit quicker for you, or you want to go back and check something out that was shared. Hopefully we'll have time for some questions at the end. And I believe this is an hour, right, Emily?
Let me just confirm. Yeah, so now
Yeah.
today.
Okay, some of my webinars are an hour and a half and some are an hour, so we'll whip through this pretty quickly. But yeah, I just love this topic. I was so excited that I was asked to do the webinar on what is local marketing or locale marketing or neighborhood marketing or local store marketing. And I just kind of want to start out with just a few definitions or a few bullet points about exactly what is local marketing. A lot of businesses think that it's only for if you have a physical location. Yes, that's true, because if you have a physical business, whether it is a product-based business, a hotel, a restaurant, even a professional office that's in a specific city or town, and a service business where you maybe go out and service a region, really local marketing is what you really want to start with when you're thinking about building your brand awareness and educating potential customers in your local servicing trade area, as we call it, about your business and driving them to either stop by your physical storefront or your online e-commerce site or to your website to learn more about your products and services so they can then become, educated about why they should do business with you. So local marketing is, I believe, for almost every type of business. Even if you are an online business and you don't really think that you have to depend upon your local regional trade area to support your business, you still want to consider thinking about reaching out and looking at some type of way to engage with that local service area. Because as a business owner, even if you're on an online only business, you'll be out networking in your community. You may be wanting to give back to your local community where you're located. And you're going to want to make sure that you have some kind of brand awareness. So let's just scoot that to the side. And my bullets here is that local marketing, as we're talking about it today, is a type of a marketing strategy. And there's lots of different ways to grow your local audience or your regional audience. And so it is one of your tools in your overall marketing toolbox. It targets customers and consumers within a radius of your business. And when we're talking about pure local marketing, it's typically a reasonable driving distance. And that can vary from type of business to type of business. For example, if you are a restaurant, maybe your local regional driving areas 30 miles, 60 miles. If you're like a destination type of brewery or you're a destination hotel, you may go for a larger driving area. Maybe your driving area, if you're a hotel, is going to be from the airport, right? So we want to think about local marketing, looking at a driving area that is within where you think your low-hanging fruit customers are. I call it the low-hanging fruit because if you're going to look at local marketing, you want to make sure that you're reaching those that are within a reasonable driving distance. And that will be your one of your first trade areas. So on this slide here with the right-hand side image, this is just an example that I could pull down really easily. Well, it wasn't that easy because I had to do a little bit of jogging here and there. But this is type of what if you were in Anderson, like downtown Anderson, within the city limits of Anderson, you could locate where you were. This is the 30-minute drive time for Anderson. So this is like taking 30 minutes around Anderson. So one of the easiest ways to do it is to find just a plain map, put where your business is located and then look at circles, drawing circles, and figure out what the driving distance is. For you, most businesses, it's pretty easy for you to figure out your local marketing trade area. And many service-based businesses like HVAC repair folks or electricians or handymen, or, gosh forbid, the plumber, that though, because we usually call in plumbers when we have the issue, is that if you're servicing, you may be servicing a larger area than just a 30-minute. You may be also servicing a neighborhood, near a city that's near your business is located. So maybe you're servicing Shasta, Trinity, and Siskiyou counties. Those are the counties within our SBDC. And so you will then be looking at a little longer drive, but you know that you will service that area. So your local marketing may be a little bit further out than just the 30 minutes. It can work for any brand that has a physical location, and that's what it's designed for. But it can also work very well for businesses that are servicing even beyond their physical location. Most effective for businesses that happens in person. So if you're a CPA or a professional service, let's say you're a lawyer and you have an office within the town of Weaverville, you're going to be looking at servicing most of those folks that can then travel to your office for an appointment. Now, with the evolution of websites and Zoom, you don't have to travel to Reading to see this webinar, right? Because I am providing this webinar on Zoom. So with some of the new technology that is always changing, you may not have to have people come in person. So it was originally created for and focuses on for those businesses that happen in person. And it allows you to fine-tune your resources and, of course, spend them more efficiently, because we're always talking about the value of our marketing dollars and where can we invest them to have the highest return on our investment. So I'm going to talk today, I'm going to share 25 different strategies that you may want to consider to grow your local marketing audience. Before that, let's talk about the type of benefits, the type of businesses that benefit from local marketing. And of course, the first one is restaurants. They are typically locked into a physical location, but not always necessarily. One thing we learned about through the pandemic is that people, the restaurant can travel to the consumer, right? With using third-party programs like DoorDash or, Instacart, or themselves having delivery. So this is not just that you're locked into a physical location. However, again, most restaurants are looking at the local market to really support them. Restaurants may be located in an area like many of our rural communities that depend on an additional market to come to and visit their city or town. The visitors that are visiting people that live in the city, or there's tourist attractions, like Reading has quite a few visitors that are traveling up through the Interstate 5, stop in Reading to kind of maybe spend the night before they keep traveling up. And so a lot of restaurants will cater to that market. So it's not necessarily that you're locked into a physical location, but most of the time restaurants really look at local marketing as their first primary target group to go for. Retail, of course, especially if you're product-based and you have a storefront, even if you just have you are starting to grow your business with e-commerce or having online sales, you still really want to increase your shop's physical locations, foot traffic, and brand awareness, especially if maybe you're off the beaten track a little bit. Let's say you're not in the heart where there's other foot traffic type of businesses. You're more maybe opening up in a strip mall where there may be a couple other type of businesses, but they don't always depend on foot traffic. So you're going to be really looking at local marketing and really trying to build your brand and pull in those customers to come and visit your shop. professionals, lawyers and accounting offices, real estate agents, they all are looking at local marketing. And they do it a little different. They all do it differently. Especially if you're a realtor, you may be looking at your Google business profile as your office, but then a lot of your local marketing may be about you as your website, and you're growing out your brand awareness as the individual who are going to help sellers and or buyers. Service-based businesses with a physical location, showroom, and or sell products really benefit from local marketing. But again, if you don't have that, if you are a service-based business and don't really have a showroom, you are still going to be looking at local marketing and how to reach customers through a referral program, maybe through Google Business Profile, through maybe your Facebook advertising, maybe through an association that you belong to and having some listing on that site, any place where a consumer, a potential customer may touch and go to find out about what is available in the service sector, such as carpet cleaning. When I moved to Phoenix 25 years ago, and that's where my one of my homes was, I didn't have any idea who was a carpet cleaner. From my place in Grass Valley, I'd been there for 40 years. I was networked. I had my referral base. I had my favorite carpet cleaner. So here I come to this, and what do you go to? Well, back in the day, it was Yellow Pages. Now it's Google My Business. And then you look at the referrals and you look at the reviews, and or maybe you ask your neighbors who's a good landscaper, who's mowing your lawn. All of that is part of local marketing. And there's different ways that we build that referral base, we build that brand awareness, we build that top of mind recognition that when the consumer needs something or the potential customer needs something, they think of your business first. And then of course, hospitality sector, huge lodging, events, attractions, tourist-based businesses. And within this arena, we are often seeing not-for-profits that maybe host community events, being very in tune with local marketing and trying to build a brand awareness and gain customers, whether it's for sponsorships, whether it's for vendors, booths, things like that. And so again, the hospitality sector benefits from local marketing. I love this little place. This is a website. This is the Highland Art Center up in quaint Trinity County along Highway 299. And this is their physical location. They have a huge meadow in front of them. This is an art gallery, but then they do lessons and they do all the events there. And so, they really look at depending upon the local market and servicing the local market. But then they also have that secondary market that they're focusing their efforts on. And that would be maybe the traveler, the visitor that's coming through Highway 299, going to the coast, or coming up from Redding to attend an event, or even from the Bay Area. So, how they have looked at their local marketing strategy could be very different from how if you have a business in Redding. Okay, so let's talk about some of these strategies. And keep in mind, these are just ones for consideration. None are better than others. They all just kind of are there for you to consider. Maybe look at what you've already implemented. Maybe you have been thinking about implementing something different. Maybe you're just starting out. So we're all at different stages in our business evolution. So this may be relevant to, some of these may be relevant to you. Others you may have said, oh, I tried that. It was a waste of money. Great. I'm so sorry about that. But and then you can maybe at the end share something that you found really effective for reaching that local market. So let's first start out about optimizing your website and localizing it. There's going to be a webinar tomorrow by one of our advisors, Brian Reen. He's great. we've done some together. And he is going to be talking about starting a website for your business. So if you have been considering it, or maybe you're considering of rebranding it, or you want to just check out what some of the other options are, or maybe listen to an advisor on some of the best practices, I would definitely suggest that you tune in and register for the free webinar tomorrow by Brian. He is a fabulous presenter. Can't say enough about him. But you want to think about your website being optimized for servicing the local market. And that, of course, comes in with keywords and key phrases, because when people are searching for something, what pops up on their search, whether they're searching through Google or Chrome or Bing, whatever way they're searching, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it, we got it. What's going to pop up is those keywords, right? That's how you kind of get your business up, moving up the ranking. Well, the website is where you really want folks to eventually end up at, so that then you have the ability to communicate through your narrative, through your pages, through your FAQs, questions and answers page, through your product online, your reviews, whatever it is, because you really own that real estate. Your website, it belongs to you through your URL. Now, as long as you continue to host that URL, that website is yours, and that real estate, as we call it, belongs to you. So you create your website for how you want to communicate your business through the digital world. And so localizing it means looking at those keywords and key phrases that people, potential customers, or your customers are using to find you. So that is one of the key places you want to look at, really having that website fully optimized for the local market. If you're targeting a regional audience, let's say you are servicing 3 different counties, or 3 different regional areas instead of just one town, or like in Reading or in Weaverville, but you're in Trinity County, you service a tri-state area, like your language might be wanting to servicing the tri-state area. For example, you might want to say, we service Shasta County, Siskiyou counties, Plumas County, wherever those counties are. And we'll find this a lot for like real estate agents, if they're like in a couple different counties they're servicing, or for CPAs or lawyers, a lot of the professional and service-based businesses. Now, for you with product-based and you have a storefront, you may want to rephrase it: a short drive to quaint Weaverville. Stop, spend the day, stroll, and stop in our store for, some unique shopping items. I was watching a program yesterday on here in Arizona, and it was Arizona Highway, and they had this magazine that they did for years, but they also have a program, a 30-minute travel program, right? And they are showcasing this very small community outside of Prescott, Arizona, and they showcase 3 businesses that are there that were amazing. And you have to go there, but it really enticed me as a person that does not live in that community, but may visit that for a while. And so that was some local marketing that was done through some TV promotion. So think about your website, and is it localized? And then confirm your website is mobile friendly. It's growing more and more and more, especially as sophisticated as our mobile devices get, that people are searching with their mobiles. They're not carrying around their, desks. They're not carrying around their laptops and whipping it out and then trying to do the search, right? They're searching it on their mobile. So make sure that your website is mobile friendly, and that it pulls up and it's easy to read. And that then I'll get into Google My Business, but you check it out, make sure it's optimized. And then that's two of your easiest low-hanging strategies. Set up local landing pages for all your business locations. Now, this may not be relevant to you, but if you have several different locations, let's say you have an office in Chico and an office in Reading, you got different contact information. So you may want to have a drop down where people can then go to that landing page if they're from, let's say, Butte County versus Shasta County, right? And then they know maybe you have different sales reps down there, but you still, have your Reading market too. So you want to kind of think about that. How could you position them to really attract, if you're doing a bigger search and you have, your name of your business on Google Business Profile, but then the drop downs have different locations, you kind of want to think about that strategy. Claim your Google Business Profile. Okay, so here we go. Used to be called Google My Business, and Google decided to rebrand it, as we are always seeing with our favorite digital marketing tools out there. And now it's called Google Business Profile. Now, I like this brand better than Google My Business because they have also added a few different expanded what type of businesses can be on there. Now, remember, this is a free tool, not like Google Ads, but Google Business Profile. And if you go to your Google, you have to have a Gmail account, right, in order to use this. Then you go to all those little apps that are there on the right-hand side after you go into your Google account, and you'll see a little business, little store, like a little, business house, and that's Google Business Profile. And that's how you start. Very simple. I know that businesses have had some issues with trying to do some updates that have been on the more, maybe had Google Business Profiles from before. So, there are some little tricks, and some things can get kind of tricky in there. So you have to kind of, think about it, check it out, make sure you've got all the right type of information that you're going to want to upload. You can always make changes, but you really want to claim it. You want to go in there and claim it. So claim that business profile. And then you want to start to upload the information. Now, if you don't have a storefront, yay, Google allows you to, and I'm reading this right from Google's page because I didn't want to tell you wrong. Yes, you can have a profile if your business doesn't have a physical address, as long as you make in-person contact with customers. So it's really targeted for service-based businesses, right? You can also have a profile if you're a hybrid business that serves customers at your business address and visits or delivery directly to customers. For maybe some restaurants are hybrid, real estate could be hybrid. You can also have a profile if you're a service area business that visits or delivers to customers directly, but doesn't serve customers at its business address, like a plumber or a cleaning service. And I think you can have up to 25 service areas from where your main address is. So dig into that if you haven't started your business Google Business Profile. That would be a low-hanging fruit. I demonstrated over here. You can see up here in my Google search, and this was done on my desktop, not my laptop. I mean, my mobile, because I wanted to screenshot it. Attorneys in Reading area. And then you can see these all pop up, shows the ratings, servicing Reading. Then they have a lot of their information. And again, then it shows their locations. Now, maybe you weren't going to go visit the lawyer's office because you didn't want that hourly rate to start, right? But you wanted to know who's in the area because maybe you're new to the area. Maybe you haven't needed an attorney for a while. And so here's a good place, so this is the type of business. Now, these guys may have offices in Reading. Maybe some of them don't. Most of them do. So this is a place for you to think about all types of businesses. Then optimize your social media pages. When I talk about that, that means look at up-to-date information, such as your business location, your contact information, your store hours. It also means maintaining an active social media account. Now, what I'm going to say about social media, and we'll move into some of the specific types, you need to find out what works for your customers. In rural America, Facebook is the king still. A lot of folks are still on Facebook. And then, of course, maybe they've branched into Instagram. If you're a professional business, you may find that LinkedIn is more relevant for you. If you're an type of organization that provides newsworthy type of programs and services, then maybe Twitter. But you need to find what resonates with your customers or potential customers. And then for local, you really need to be consistent with your content. You have to have a robust social media platform or two. When I do these webinars, I'm always digging deep to find out what is out there in the area that I am presenting on. And in Reading and Trinity, I'm always trying to find something digital out there because most of my webinars are digital stuff. And the way I find it is by searching, right? I'll Google search it. I'll search it on chamber sites. I'll search it on the social media sites. And more often than not, I find outdated pages. So if you're going to have a platform, keep it current as best as you can. And depending on your business, you may only need to post once a week. If you're product based and you're trying to drive people to your website to also come and visit you, or you've got promotions going on, or you're doing an event, you're going to want to keep it really robust. So you just want to kind of figure out what social media platform resonates with your local market and your regional market, and then keep it really active and robust. Whoops, sorry about that. I was going to move this bar because I can't remember what, yeah, this is a YouTube. Many of our webinars from the Shasta-Cascade Siskiyou SBDC is uploaded on to our YouTube channel. And this is one that fabulous Zach, he's an advisor that does great. He's the SEO king, as I call him. And this is one of his webinars that you can kind of watch on another time and learn more about SEO and what you might need to do to really beef up that search engine optimization so that your business kind of moves up the ranking. Okay, 6, claim review sites and leverage them. Review sites are especially with Google, it really, these are where your local customers who have found you, who are loyal, who are really authentically want to support you. This is where they're going to leave their reviews often, especially if you are a new business or you're in an area where you're looking at the secondary market of the visitors coming through, and they stop and they visit with you. You want to ask them to leave a review. You want to leverage those reviews. I love this one. This is the Water Bar. She's up in Trinity County. and they deliver water. They're a water store. And then they also have food. They do some food. They do a lot of products. They sell everything related to water. And I just love that she is on a review site, has her address, has her hours. So it's another way to grow your SEO, to grow your internet presence, because folks are going to look for you at different places. And if you've linked your reviews on Google or Yelp or TripAdvisor to your website, or you're using it as part of your content, excellent. Another way, another strategy to really leverage local marketing. So, and don't be afraid of what people might say. If you're afraid you're going to get a bad review, that means something in your internal operations may need to be looked at. And we all are patient. We all know, finding personnel and keeping personnel, especially if you're in the seasonality business, is hard. If you're an independent business owner and maybe you are opening and closing the business, and you had an emergency, you had to put a closed on your door, and somebody says, hey, I traveled all the way up there and you were closed. I'm so sorry. You communicated it across all of your channels and you put a nice sign. It's going to happen. It isn't, take that review and try to manage it offline and let that person know what was going on. A lot of folks are hesitant with reviews because it can be ugly out there, get it. But you just kind of want to think about that. This is, again, another way that your local area, your local customer base is looking at referrals. Claim and monitor and maintain your directory listings. When I talk about this is really looking at any of the associations you belong to, whether it's a chamber or a business association. Maybe the visitors center has the ability to has a listing, like the Conference and Visitors Bureaus often have free listings. Anywhere where your business may be listed, you want to look at it and make sure that it's current, it has the right hours, all the links work. Again, it's customer service. People get really frustrated. They go to link on it, they get their page not found. When third-party sites, such as a chamber or a trades association, or even Etsy, even Nextdoor, Thumbtack, that offer these ability for these no-cost listings. Of course, they always want you to buy something or advertise with them, but a lot of times they'll do updates and the links are broken because it didn't go through smoothly. So just if you're on any of these type of directory listings, go check them out, see how they're working, see if your hours are current. Localize your paid advertising. When we talk about paid advertising, and we're talking the local market, you're trying to build your brand within the local market. You're trying to reach that customer base. So you want to really focus on some of the localized advertising that's available to you. First is Google, right? Google Ads. I'm not a Google ad specialist. Those are all about keywords that people are searching, and then you can have a click ad. This is different than your Business My Profile, which is a no-cost tool. Now we're talking about Google Ads. They used to be called something different. Google AdWords. Now they're called just Google Ads. And the search engine company rebranded those services in 2018 to call them ads. So now they're calling them what they are, but they're still based on keywords and key phrases. And then you pay by the click. And those all come up when somebody searches, like they'll search for, let's say, fitness coach or brewery, and then in that search, what may come to the top, depending on what they're paying, is the Google Ads. This is an ad, right? It tells you right away, or it's sponsored, as we see in other platforms. You might want to look at Facebook boosting ads. Again, if you are wanting to build your brand awareness and you're new to the county or you're new to the region, you might want to boost some of your posts. You might want to get into looking at how do I build brand awareness for a specific area, for a second location. Let's say you just opened up a second location in the same county you're in, and you want to really build foot traffic to that second location. Again, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all are designed to really help you target your market and reach them with a specific location. I recommend this a lot to businesses when they're first starting out, if they're brand new and they have maybe a product-based business, or they're in a office, or they have a physical location. Even if they don't have a physical location, but they're starting to do some vending at farmers markets, or at a craft fair or an antique fair. And you can use the events feature, and you can start to boost that event and really go out to a market that's going to be at a customer base that's going to be at that, potential interested in that event. Try storefront images in your display ads. Show folks if you have a storefront, if you have a physical location, spend a little money and take a couple really beautiful photos of it, and then use that as part of your brand building awareness. Use it as your cover page on your social media platforms. Use it for your homepage and your website. Again, use it as your ad so people would kind of get a feel for it, especially if you are known for your window displays, or you're in a location that is about tourists and visitors, and you're really wanting to build that image for the holidays or for the summer or for the winter, whatever it is. Consider collaborated ads with other businesses in your local area. To me, this should be right up like number 2. For local marketing, and you are involved in a certain season, and let's say you're a retail shop, or you are an event and organization, and you're doing something in the fourth quarter, September, October, November, December, there's a lot of opportunities that come for collaborative ads, where you maybe the downtown area or the event sponsor is buying a page. Trinity County uses this in After 5, and then they buy a page, and then they sell little, well, they don't buy the page, they have the page banner, but then they sell, After 5 sells little spots for businesses at a much discounted rate. And then they have a digital footprint for their advertising, as well as a physical magazine that's in all of the hotels. They give an overspill to all the businesses that advertised in it. Then you have it on your counter, or you can use it and repurpose it in your social media content as a PDF. All kinds of ways that cooperative advertising is great to build synergy around your district and other type of businesses. Co-op ads, as I describe them, are those that maybe a vendor you purchase from may offer you a buy-in for you to use their brand. For example, my daughter has a roofing business in Grass Valley, California, and they sell awnings, Corning roofing equipment, and then that cooperative advertising is offered to them to do an ad, and then have Owens Corning's Pink Panther in the ad, and then they push it out within their local market. My daughter does, but then Owens Corning also puts it on their website, which is a much broader area. And then consider ads in local publications. Traditional advertising for local marketing is still really relevant if it caters to your customer base. So think about the local publications that may be there, and then what else, do they have a special section that is relative to your sector? Like in January, a lot of times you'll see health and fitness. or in the winter time, winter sports. So just depending on your sector, your business, your products, where your customer is in the local market. And again, local publications have gone more digital. They give you the opportunity to have added on value. Maybe they give you a banner on their digital. They give you an overspill of the magazines to pass out to your customers that walk in. Maybe they give you the tear sheet. There's all kinds of ways to look at local publication advertising to reach your local target market. Okay, I talked a little bit about leveraging your social media platforms. Again, this is going a little deeper into it. Let me make sure I don't have a news. Yeah, I do have my notes on this. I love to say there's no wrong way to leverage your social media platform. Just think of all the ways that there are and what are you doing? What could you do more efficiently or effectively? You need to promote your latest customer reviews, whether you got the review on a third-party program like Google Reviews or Yelp or TripAdvisor, or you actually talked and asked for a review, you got it on LinkedIn, you got it on some other social media platform. Think about how you can repurpose, repackage that, and really use it for driving, brand awareness, for building up your reputation, your online reputation. Because I'm going to tell you, I have a 27-year-old, and that's the only way she makes decisions, even for going to the doctor or the dentist, is looking at reviews. So look at those, how you can really leverage those. I talked about using the event features, even if it's not your event, but you're going to be vending at an event, still create a page for you linking that you're going to be at that event, and stop by my booth and say hi, and you can even incentivize it with a discount if you want to. Again, then you could boost that event out to a market that's within the area that may be attending the event, and then you're reaching a new audience. Join and post in groups. All of the social media platforms have groups, most of them do. Join them. You can now join groups with your Facebook page, with your LinkedIn. You can join as a page and then share what that page is posting. So you can share your post with your groups, and then vice versa. You want to just be careful that you're not just always buy from me, visit me, look at me, but you're really sharing other people's information. You're giving a shout out to somebody on the that's in the group. You're giving more information out versus just promotion. Use location tags where your business is on the map, making it easier for local customers. I think that you can also pull in your Google reviews, your Google business profile into your website through some of the tools that, depending on which website program you're using, maybe Brian will talk about that tomorrow. And then it comes down as a feed, and people can actually see where you're located. Use location hashtags. I can't say enough about that. This is a local business up in Weaverville, pretty new to the area. I think they've been open about a year, maybe two. They use a lot of hashtags, more than I would suggest, but they like them. So they've got Trinity County, California, Weaverville, California, Trinity Alps, Trinity Lake, Lewiston Lake. So they have really gone into a lot of all of the area in their local market, what's there. Now they're also tagging those because they cater to visitors too that are traveling along Highway 299. So they're also knowing they're trying to capture through their social media platforms some of that secondary market. And then start your own local group. This would be like, I know in the pandemic, everybody was starting, Shop Trinity, Shop Redding, Shop Shasta County, Shop Mount Shasta. Those are great groups. We're even seeing sectors, Shop Trinity restaurants. or I think it's like Trinity Eats. So maybe there is a group that from your type of business that hasn't been started, or you start your own group for your own business. Okay, number 10, send locally focused emails. I could go on for days on email marketing, and I'm not going to, because, you know, I just love to talk. So you want to think about your segmenting your emails as you get them, and then sending out to your local market with specific local information. Offer emailed mobile coupons to track offline conversation. You need to, if you have a storefront, bring it into the store, show us that you saw us, you know, bring this mobile digital coupon with you, and we'll honor the promotion. Distribute local leave behinds pieces. These are like, you know, like a little flyer or a thin rack card, so that, you know, you might have that at your on your desk or at your counter. You may want to go and give it to the chamber office. If you're a chamber member, the Visitors Bureau often has them. You may, if you're vending, you may want to put them on your table. So those are the leave behind pieces. I would suggest, if you're a service-based business, that your service reps that are out servicing the customer at their location, give them a magnet to leave behind. These are the referrals, right? These are the leave behinds. Consider a direct mail piece. If it is right for your business and it's going to get into the right hands of your potential customer. With locked communities, it's a lot harder for the direct mail pieces. Sometimes you'll consider a coupon book. I've heard this before. If it's the right coupon and it's discounted enough and you feel that you will get the, you know, some return on your investment, let's do the research. Let's figure it out. See if it's going to get into the hands of your local market. Become a sponsor or donate to a local or regional promotion or event. This is a great opportunity to build some brand awareness and show your community that you are localized. You are supporting a certain event, whether it's a little league, some type of run, a health fair. You can sponsor, you could give a gift certificate for the raffle or for the silent auction, and then even more. Number 15, invest in booth space at your local events. No better way than to actually physically be there. This is a chair massage therapist. She's great, and she is actually taking her business from her physical location, and now she's vending at different events. It makes sense for her to do this. Her product, her service is travelable. So you have to kind of consider it. Vending at events and participating them as a vendor is not always the easiest thing to do, but you can gain a lot of leverage for your local market. Don't forget local media. I talked a little bit about that. And then just leverage your e-commerce activity. I'm kind of rushing through this because I see that, as usual, I am using up all of my time. Join your local business group or chamber and then leverage all the benefits. I'm not suggesting one over the other. I'm not suggesting you go out and you join all different chambers, or you join, you know, one that's in your area. Research it, look at the benefits, look at the networking opportunity, look at the listing it provides you. Some of them even offer advertising opportunities. If a lot of folks go to Chamber of Commerce sites, and if the membership directory is not behind a firewall, that means that people can actually access it. You're going to find a lot of value for your membership as long as you leverage it. Encourage word of mouth advertising. So I'm often asked businesses, well, what is your best marketing strategy? And all of them always say word of mouth. Well, what does that mean? Word of mouth. How do you get word of mouth? So, you know, again, thinking about your referrals, incentives. Are you following up on email thank yous and offering a referral program? Do you have a punch card that you may use for, like if you're showcasing at an event? Like I go to the farmer's market and we have our favorite cheese person and they have a punch card. And once we fill that punch card up, then we get a free pound of cheese. These are all bringing back that local market to local customer to that local business that is at that local event. Leverage local public relation opportunities. If you have newsworthy, send out a local press release or a PSA to the radio. Offer to be a guest speaker on a blog or a podcast. If your local media calls up and they want a local quote or expert for a publication, here is a link down here for pitching for publicity that one of our advisors did. And it's just packed with all kinds of ideas and ways to get that free advertising or PR. If you have a physical location, you need to leverage it and make sure that the image is and of your storefront, of your office, of your restaurant reflects what you want people, your customers, to think about your business. Leverage your signs, your vehicles. Think about the visual appeal. Look at your window display. Now, this isn't up in Weaverville. This is a Trinity County title office. They do titles. You just don't walk into there, but they are showcasing another business and the 4th of July. I love that they're on the foot traffic and they're using their window to really attract attention and keep people moving forward on, just not a blank window with curtains in front of it. And then finally, local marketing strategy, branded merchandise, hats, t-shirts, magnets, sky's the limit. The water bar, she does water jugs. And then she has promotions, show us where you hiked and where your water container went with you. And then she uses that Instagram user-generated content to then reach more of the local market, encourage more folks to come to her business with her brand. Whew. Boy, I thought I would need less time on this, Emily, but I'm thinking I probably needed the full hour and a half. Anyways, I see we have a few things in the chat. Are there any questions that are specific to what I might be able to? Oh, the slides weren't advancing? Okay.
No, it was all resolved.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, so that's that. Any other questions out there? Then we'll just move to the last slide for you, Emily, to do your wrap up. And
okay. Perfect. So I'm about to put a survey in the chat here. So if you can at least, go ahead and click on that and then fill it out after this webinar. That information really helps us out. It's just a short 10-minute questions just to let us know how we did and how we can improve. And you can also put in a comment of if there's any suggestions for any webinar you're interested in us teaching. But yeah, if you have any questions for our office, you can give us a call, send me an email, or you can visit our website. I also put in the chat how to find your local SBDC. So americassbdc.org, find your SBDC. And then you can also check us out on all of our social media platforms. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and then YouTube as well. So we will get this posted to our YouTube channel as well, but I'll make sure to send you all the link to this as well as a copy of the recording.
okay.
Right.
Well, I'm just checking to see if there was any more messages here. Thank you to everyone. And thank you as always, Emily, for hosting and doing such a great job of keeping me honest. And I'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you, everyone.